Hey cutie patooties, and welcome back to Cutie Nails, where everything we do here is all about nails. Hi, how are everyone doing? How is everyone doing? So cuties, I'm showing you guys here that early today I was just kind of trying to practice the hyper realistic nails to see how they would look and just try to troubleshoot the whole thing. And I think I figured out what'll work best. So I had this strong tip UV LED from Red Iguana, but I mixed it with a couple of my Lisette Gel Nails builder gels because I didn't have enough to kind of get the same color. And I'm also going to be using my Mia Secrets Candy Pink Forma Gel. But before I did that, I had went in and prepped all of my nails. This is going to be permanent on my nails, cuties. It's not going to be pop off. So you guys see I'm dehydrating and priming, and today I'm going to be trying my Kiara Sky acrylic primer to see how that works on me before I try it on my sister and my daughter. So I'm gonna be testing that out, but these are gonna be permanent cuties, and I feel like they're still thin enough to the point that I'll still be able to do the pop-off method, because I really just got tired of not having my nails anymore. Y'all know how it gets when you miss your nails, you want them back. So I just wanted to do something permanent on myself for a change. So this primer from Kiara Sky, it is thick, but it's not so thick like a rubber base, and it's not so thin like a primer. It's like in that happy in between, and I actually like it. It has a strong smell, but it's not too bad. So I'm trying to let it dry before I go in with my base coat. But today I'm going to be using my size 4 Lisette Gel Nails oval flat gel brush, and I am gonna be doing this in real time because, like I said, most of you guys know that I started off with polygel, then to builder gel, and I just wanted to get some builder gel sets back in there for you guys, just trying things and, you know, seeing how it works. So I'm just gonna go ahead, now that I felt like the primer was pretty dry, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a layer of the rubber base to my nails, and then I'm gonna cure that for a full 60 seconds. And when I come back, we will start working these hyper realistic nails, and, you know, telling you guys what I troubleshooted after doing my dominant hand. And, you know, if you guys want to try it, y'all can try it too. But like I said, I did mix some other gels into the pot that I had initially, but that Red Iguana strong tip gel will be perfect for this look. But like I said, I didn't have enough, so I had to mix some more gels in there. I kind of got close to the color, but that is not the color of what the actual product looks like. It's more white. Now I'm using these tips that I picked up from Born Pretty. I really don't like these tips. I thought they were just straight stilettos, but they have that curve, like, oh my goodness, that edge curve thingy that I did not like at all. So I do not use dual forms at all, but I figured for this method it'll be quick, and let me just try it and go with it. So you guys saw I measured up the dual form tips to my nail, but I'm not covering the entire nail, and I was basically using that first line as a measurement for the free edge of my nail, and just seeing how far down I wanted the product to go. Now, like I said, this is in real time, so you guys can see how I'm actually working this product into the dual form, but I pretty much just took a nice little dollop of it, and I'm using the first 3 lines as a grid for me to not go so far. So I'm showing you guys here, I didn't do that on the first one. I put it at the first 3 lines, and I went over that top line a bit, which kind of like, I kind of figured, okay, I need to get some on the nail to make sure that it adheres, but I just went way too far up the nail. So I'm trying to keep everything near the free edge of the nail to make it look a lot more natural than the first set that I did on my dominant hand. So again, here I am measuring up that line to the free edge of my nail and making sure that the dual form is sidewall to sidewall. Again, I'm going to pick up a good enough dollop, and if I need more, I'm going to add more, but I'm going to stick within the grid lines that I'm comfortable with as far as length and where I measured the free edge area, so that way I'm not going over top the nail plate with the builder gel and it looks a lot more natural. Yeah, the whole thing is to make it look super realistic or hyper realistic, but I'll tell y'all some of the colors that I mixed. So I had just a tiny bit in the jar. I added some Milky White from Lisette Gel Nails. I added just a little bit of Simply Pink and a little bit of Brown Orchid. And then I had some yellow dip powder that I just add like a little tinch in there, and I mixed it up. Now I did have to wait a minute for all of the air bubbles to pop and, you know, come out of the jar, because once you get your builder gels and you mix them, like especially if you're mixing a pigment into your builder gel, you're going to create a lot of air bubbles, and you really don't want to be working the gel with a ton of bubbles in it. So Jonah, honey, whenever you get your builder gels that I send you, please be sure to mix them up, because those pigments are going to settle to the bottom of the pot as well, because everything that I sent you has mica powder pigments in it, so it's going to all settle at the bottom and separate from the clear builder gel. You just have to take your time and just slowly mix it up to mix that pigment back into the gel, and then once your air bubbles pop, you can go ahead and use it. So I'm really wanting you guys to see how I'm doing this. I'm getting from sidewall to sidewall of this dual form, and I'm just giving it light pressure when I apply it to the nail, until I can see that I can also feel it. You can feel when the gel touches the nail, and you guys can kind of see like it kind of like smooths out a little bit, ombres out, and that's when I cure it. And on that nail, cuties, I realized that I went in reverse order and I picked up the thumbnail tip instead of the tip I was supposed to pick up for my middle finger, but filing took care of that, so no worries on that part. But I'm gonna continue to go ahead and show you guys this. Again, this is all in real time, so you guys can see how fast I work with builder gel. I'm pretty comfortable with it now, so I know how much I need, if that's the way like I can say it. Like I can't tell you like, okay, use this amount. Like once you get more comfortable with using builder gel, you'll know exactly how much you need for the nail. So I'm going to continue to do this, and then I will pop back in when it's time for the next step. So you guys see how I put it there just at the tip and gave it a light bit of pressure for it to pretty much ombre itself onto the nail plate. Once I got all the nails on, I cured for a full 60 seconds, and then they were easy to just wiggle and pop off. Now note that because the underside of the nail is exposed to air, once curing, that side is going to be sticky, the surface is going to be soft, and y'all can see these nails are still pretty thin. So what I'm going to do now is add a another layer to the top of the nails, just at that area, and I'm gonna flash cure in between. I'll keep all of that in real time as well, so you guys can see I'm trying to keep the integrity of staying near the tip of the nail, but be mindful now that the product is on top of the nail and I'm curing it without a dual form, that the top side is now going to be sticky. So be careful if you're going to be doing this of any lint or dust or anything like that that's going to attach to the nail before you get into the next step after this. So I'm gonna let y'all keep watching as I build up the tip to give it some strength, and I'll be back. Now you want to make sure that you're maintaining contact at all times with the gel so you can limit the amount of air bubbles that you get in the nail. Just trying not to like agitate it too much. Just take your time and just move it around the nail. Now, when we get to the next step, I'm gonna tell you guys what helps with like building a nail from the cuticle to the free edge. Now, this is my crooked finger, and I applied the dual form and not even thought about the fact that this finger was so crooked. So I'm pretty much going to create the straightness that I'm looking for on what I already have here on the tip, and just straighten that up real quick. So you guys are gonna see how I'm gonna do that, which wasn't hard at all. Like, I mean, I already had a tip there, so it took nothing to just add that extra gel to the side. Now, when you do something like this, you have the tendency of having one side more bulky than the other. But again, gel is so easy to file. It's nothing that a little filing didn't take care of. So I'm just pretty much straightening up this nail that I forgot that I needed to keep straight in the beginning. And this is where I messed up. I tried to ombre it out, fade it out towards the nail plate, and that just takes away the natural look. And I'll show you guys that later on when we get to the finished look of everything, so you guys can see where my mistake was. I feel like going more so towards the tip, keeping this look towards the tip, is what makes it look so hyper realistic compared to my dominant hand. I like this hand much better. It looks more realistic than my dominant hand, but it's too late now for me to take these off and redo it. I'm just gonna rock with it until they grow out and my actual nail, my natural nail, starts showing beneath it. So I'm gonna continue to do this, cuties, and then we will get back to creating the rest of the nail, and we'll talk some more about that process when we get there. Okay, now everything is all laid, and now it is time to work on the nail bed, nail plate area. And I'm gonna take the candy pink because it is so sheer. It was the perfect color. You know how when you press your finger and then the capillaries start to rejuvenate with the blood in your nails? That's the look that I got. Like, you got that nice rosy pink look of the nail bed. So pretty much you guys see me adding a slip layer, and I'm gonna do my pinky like this because y'all know my pinky is my hardest nail to do when filming and trying to keep in frame and not having my hand hurting. So I'm gonna do it this way, but I promise on the next one I'm gonna get closer for you guys to see what I did. So that slip layer that I put down first, I put it on the entire nail, and you could have pretty much did the same thing with the tip area. But if you know, as I was building it up, I could have done that, but I'm just so used to builder gel, I know that I didn't need to do that. But here we are, we're gonna do it again. I'm putting a very thin layer, just pretty much pasting it on there like it's nail polish, all the way down the nail, just all the way down. And then once I turn my hand around, I'm gonna get a bigger dollop, and I'm gonna start pillowing that towards the cuticle. Now, because I have that slip layer on there, I don't need to get close to the cuticle. All I have to do is just pretty much coax that product up to the cuticle area and just start dancing it from side to side, and gel is gonna meet gel. It's gonna find its partner, and it's gonna marry up with it, and it'll make a nice smooth cuticle and sidewall area. I don't have to get on the sidewalls or anything like that. And I could have used a detailer brush to also go in with the sides to pretty much perfect it. But again, gel is gonna meet gel, it's gonna marry up, and you're not gonna have to worry about anything. So, but I would say please do not, you know, forego making sure that the entire nail plate is covered with product. Okay, so now I'm gonna take more because I need some more near where the tip and the nail bed meets. I'm gonna just add that in there, start dancing it across the nail, and once I fill in that nail plate area, I'm just gonna go ahead and feather down the rest of that gel on top of the free edge. You see me trying to coax it into the sides to make sure the entire nail is covered. Now I'm just coaxing it down, and then I'm gonna flip my hand over to let the self-leveling properties do what it does and make me a nice tiny little apex. And I'm gonna cure. So after I've cured everything for 60 seconds, I went in with filing, shaping, and buffing, and I used my hand file for the entire process. Because gel is so soft, you really don't need your e-file. You can, but I recommend you using like a 240 grit sanding band if you're going to be using your e-file. And you guys can see how beautiful and natural the nail bed looks with that particular candy color. So now that that's all done, all the dust is clean, I'm going to take my Mia Secrets glass finish top coat, and I'm going to top coat these nails. Once they're all top coated and cured for 60 seconds, I'm going to let it cool off for just a little bit. Because this is not a no wipe top coat, I am going to just wait and let it cool off for a bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead, clean it off with some swipe and get some cuticle oil on there and come back with the finished look. And you guys can see how this is looking already. I want to also tell you to be mindful with the amount of gel, builder gel, anything like that that you're putting on your nail because of heat spikes. My recommendation is to always cure on the lowest setting if you have one on your lamp. But I'm going to continue to top coat all of these, and you guys can see I was showing you there where I messed up with feathering down that builder gel onto the nail plate. It's not too bad, but it's bad and I don't like it. But you guys can already tell that beautiful candy pink on top of the nail plate just really looks very nice and natural. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I will pop back in with the finished look. And there we have it, cuties. This is what everything is looking like. It looks very nice and realistic. I actually really like this. I felt like I did a good job. The tip area could have been a little bit more yellow, but I don't like when it's so super yellow. Even my natural nails, like the tips, you know, they grow out pretty white. I wanted to kind of change the lighting for you guys to see, okay, in darker lighting, it still looks very natural. I hope you like this videos, cuties. I actually loved doing this for you guys. Be sure to tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Remember, I love you, but most importantly, God loves you. And as always, I'll most definitely talk to you in the next one. Bye.